All 8 movies I saw ranked in June. Let's get into it. No Hard Feelings. Yes. No Hard Feelings was my 4th spot. And that's not what I wanted, James. This is what I wanted. No Hard Feelings was a Jennifer Lawrence film. I had lots of fun with this. It was just a bit too long for my taste. I know that a lot of people had criticisms that it was a little bit boring. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So that was my number 4 spot. I had that in the 4th favorite film. I don't know how I would rank. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this on this one. Can I? J-Law in her birthday outfit. Yeah, you got to see her. Now, I think that was partial body double work. I think maybe from the bottom down, it was all stunt body. And somehow I don't know how they did it. Or she was wearing something, and then they took it out digitally. That's what I think that's what happened with that movie. Because I was shocked that she would be that, in her birthday suit, as Bifer says. But I found it a little bit charming there towards the end. So that's my number 4th spot. I'm trying to figure out how I can put in my PowerPoint, because I thought that I had it on here. I guess not. It's going to be too hard to task that in right now. Okay. What's next? What was after No Hard Feelings? Transformers Rise of the Beast was number 5 for me. So No Hard Feelings was 4. Transformers Rise of the Beast was number 5. Transformers Rise of the Beasts. As you know, this was from the director of Creed 2. And I had lots of fun with this one as well. You're going to be finding me saying the same things about a lot of these June movies. They were fun. Were they great? Was there some side stories in here that could have been cut out? Yes, that should have been cut out. But when it was like with the primals and all the robot stuff, that stuff was great. I had no problem with that. I thought the storyline of Optimus Prime becoming into his own, I think that's where they should go for the next one. Just about Prime becoming that leader that we know from the 80s cartoon, right? Have it just call the next one Optimus Prime. Transformers 8, Optimus Prime. And then maybe you could do that card of he cashes us out at the end and maybe introduce Rodimus Prime. I would love to see Rodimus and Ultra Magnus. We haven't seen them yet, right? They've been really focusing in on Bumblebee, and this one was Mirage. I really like Mirage in this one. Transformers was good, but no more Michael Bay filmers. We need a new art direction. Yeah. That's number 5 for me. Number 5. What's next? Number 3 was number 3. No, number 6 was Asteroid City. Number 6 was Asteroid City. So Asteroid City, guys, a Wes Anderson film. I know that a lot of people probably didn't go out to see it if you're not an art house kind of film. About a bunch of hippie hipsters kind of people going out there and having this science fair, and then a real alien comes and they get quarantined, and it's all kind of like a play inside of a play. Jason Schwartzman was good in this. It's very stylized. The dialogue is very clunky. It's difficult dialogue, but it's he's using the top tier talents of right now. I would say with Maya Hawke in there, Sophia Lillis was in this. My favorite, Scarlett Johansson. A huge cast. All of his favorites are in there, except for Bill Murray, who's kind of walking with his head down because of accusations right now. But easily, the performances were the best part for me. I like the cast. Asteroid City, not for everyone. Just when you don't think you can get more Wes Anderson, it gets more Wes Anderson. Yeah. And what helped this one out was the runtime. Asteroid City, the runtime helped that one out for sure. So that was my number 6 pick. Yeah. wonder if I can add in a scene here and add in my PowerPoint. It may be a little bit grotesque. Yeah, it's mildly grotesque. But yeah, that's my ranking. I'm gonna have to crop that up and fix it, just so you guys can get to see what that is. Where were we? We were at Asteroid City, and then number 3 is The Flash. Number 3, it's The Flash. I had fun with The Flash. I know that a lot of people are like hating on it because of like the Ezra Miller controversy, but if you saw my review for it, a lot of the throwbacks, Michael Keaton back as Batman, I was really happy with this movie. I was pleasantly surprised because I was old enough to watch the 1989 Batman. I was there to be part of that big cultural event when that happened, and to see Michael Keaton back was just so refreshing, so happy for me. I just thought, I was like, thank you for making this movie. It was the end of the Snyderverse. This movie definitely is the end for the Snyderverse. And what also kind of sucks is that it's probably going to be the last time that we see Sasha Calle as Supergirl, which sucks because she was really good as Supergirl. I want to see more of her. And I know that there's supposed to be a spin-off of her, of Supergirl, but I don't think with the box office numbers that this has, like, this is going to be a bomb for the DC. Huge, monumental box office bomb, which sucks because it deserved better. Like, it dropped from 3rd all the way down to the 8th in its 3rd week. Oh my God. So it dropped out of the top 5 in its 3rd week. $245 million with a $250 million budget. It would have had to make 550 to start to break even. And I even think that reported budget was a little bit lower. So I think, yeah, that's going to be it for The Flash. And it sucks. And I would like to have seen more of her as Supergirl. For me, I would have really appreciated that. So, where are we at there, James? Okay, so Asteroid City, that one. What's next? Number 7 was Indiana Jones 5. Yes, Indiana Jones 5. So, Indiana Jones 5 was my 7th spot, the 7th best movie that I've seen. Well, best. I'm somebody that's not going to tarnish, like, rage on this. I wasn't expecting it to be a masterpiece. I just wanted it to be competently done. It was a competently shot film, I would say. The story just wasn't... I said this in my straight out of the theater reaction. There was something about it that just, it didn't feel... The opening went on for like 20 minutes or something, but then it went into this other thing where it didn't really feel like an Indiana Jones film. Like, you didn't feel like he got into like the mystery and the solving and the detecting of it until like he went through all this mess with his goddaughter, which I was really hoping that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to be like a fun installment to this. I was really hoping that she was going to be. But all the criticisms out there are valid, and we'll talk about that in my review. I thought it was valid. And as a send-off, guys, you should have just left it. I would have seen the script for this, and I would have been kind of like, yeah, it's time. No, let's not shoot this script. It's done. And it sucks because this was also John Williams' final soundtrack. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Not my best film, but there was one worse. Okay, so where do we go from here? What's next? And my second favorite was Elemental. My second favorite movie of June was Elemental, and this one was surprising. This one really caught me by surprise because I was not expecting this one to do all that well for me. I was thinking about this one was going to be like the rolling of the eyes. but I found it pleasantly charming. Um, and again, it benefited from the runtime. It wasn't a 2 hour, uh, you know, experience. Um, and I like the interactions between the fire and the water guy. It was in the city that they created, the elemental city. There's shots in that when I was in the theater just watching the expand, like when they pull out and show a lot of the big city and stuff. It's just like I like what I'm seeing here. This is good stuff. I dig it. So Elemental, if you haven't had the chance to go see it, it was like it should be flip flopping with Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, but it's just not. It's not getting the word of mouth, and it sucks. It feels like an explosion of every color in every shot. Yeah, I went to see this with my daughter and grandma and knew nothing about the movie, and I was floored of how good it was. Yeah, me too. We were all laughing and crying. I'm again going again because I loved it so much, and that's the thing. It's just like wow, guys, wow. I just didn't think it would be that good, and Elemental delivered for me. Um, it was like the father-daughter relationship there that was the backbone. The marketing for it didn't do all that well for Elemental. Not that great. So um, that was my second favorite. Let's go over and see what my least favorite film was. And it's no surprise that it was The Boogeyman. Boogeyman was my least favorite film of June 2nd. It started us off, and it was kind of well, for me, it was not one of my most anticipated, but I was really looking forward to it because I like the teaser. The teaser worked for me, where she's like rolling the thing underneath the bed. You see the monster, based on the short story, and from Stephen King, and it was nonsensical towards the end. It was kind of like, you guys know how to make a movie? You guys know how to make a movie? It had that girl who played the young Leia in Obi-Wan series. But for me, the Boogeyman movie was by far I just came out of it, I was like, yeesh. What were you guys thinking? And they didn't follow the short story all that closely. They didn't use one of the big payoffs and the spins for it. For me, it was kind of like, man, this was an incredible letdown. And that bummed me out, man, because I do like horror on this channel. You know that I do. So, what was my favorite movie? My favorite movie of June. This one will be surprising for some people as well, because it's not a theatrical experience. It's Extraction 2. Extraction 2 on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth. Again, this was a movie that I enjoyed the first one. It was kind of like, but then when we actually did our full live watch along for it, I was really sucked into this, and a lot of it had to do with Hemsworth. You know that he put his body on the line for this, doing all the stunt work and stuff, and it shows on the screen. It totally shows. Yeah, there could be green screen stages that they're shooting that big train sequence on, but that's fine. There was some heart to it as well, and he delivered. He delivered this with minimal dialogue. He had to convey action or emotion. But yeah, that train sequence, that big 21-minute long sequence, what a blockbuster! Like that's something I would have loved to have seen on the big screen, right? The prison break scene, yeah, all of that was awesome. Like that's how you do it. See, that's how you do a train sequence, Indiana Jones 5. Not at night when you. I guess they had to do that one at night because they were de-aging Harrison Ford, right? But like out of the two train sequences, Extraction 2 definitely takes the cake. And as I said, maybe I'm a little bit biased because we had a watch-along party with this one. We had lots of good interactions, and that prison sequence there, yeah. If you like stunt work, if you like the martial arts and like, it's very John Wick there, right? Like look at him. It's all drilled in choreography that looks smooth, and you believe it, right? You believe that Chris Hemsworth is this guy. And I think that's one of my favorite scenes where he's talking about his family and his past and stuff like that. So Extraction 2, totally worth it. Goosebumps at the end, somebody said. Yeah. Hemsworth should definitely consider doing more action movies. The serious type mercenary role fits him perfectly. Yeah. This movie's 10 out of 10. It exceeded my expectation. Chris Hemsworth as Tyler Rake never disappoints. Can't wait for Extraction 3. And we did know that they were going to be doing an Extraction 3 on this. So looking forward to that. Oops. All right. So those are my favorite movies. What were they again? Extraction 2 was number 1, Elemental was number 2, Flash was number 3, No Hard Feelings was number 4, Transformers was Rise of the Beast was number 5, Asteroid City was number 6, and Indiana Jones 5 was number 7, with The Boogeyman rounding us out. Now, guys, don't worry about that sloppy PowerPoint thing. I'll fix that for future streams. It'll be... you see how it was on the green screens there? I can transform that so that it'll be just like the live chats. So don't worry. We'll be ironing out these kinks as we're going along. So let me reset this for my Indiana Jones 5 review. And I want to chop this out and post it up later on the channel. You guys know how that works, right? So we go to the month posters. No, we don't go to the month posters. We go to this. Okay, we unplug that. And then we go to there we go. And I think we are ready, right? Let me just close up some of these windows. I want to keep them budget up. Because it could be pertinent to our conversation. I'm not going to go into spoilers with this. Pump the energy. Yeah. All right. See if I can get this done. Okay. Let's try this. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is in the theaters this weekend, guys. And did you go out and see it? Well, according to the box office mojo, apparently a lot of you did not. 82 million domestically, 70 internationally, and that's sort of okay, maybe, no, yes. Indiana Jones 5 was an anticipated film for a lot of people because it was directed by James Mangold, and was going to see the return of Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones 5, and it was going to be a proper send-off. That was the bill of sale that they were trying to give to us, right? It was going to be a good, proper send-off for this character, Harrison Ford, coming back for this. The synopsis there is kind of a laughable joke. Archaeologist Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary artifact that can change the course of history. And it sees a newcomer, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, as Helena in this. Antonio Banderas is in this, and Sala is back in this, and Boyd Holbrook plays our villain in this. One of the villains, Boyd Holbrook. We saw him as one of the villains in the Sandman series. This was not a big role for him. He didn't have a whole lot of talking, but he was trying to do something with the character. I don't know if it was like a mouthpiece that he was wearing that would throw his jaw offline. Mads Mikkelsen was the main bad guy, right? He was the one looking for the Dial of Destiny to change the course of history. There was a weird subplot with a CIA agent in there that didn't quite compute for me. Was it okay seeing Harrison Ford back in this role? Yeah, but it was kind of like, do we really need this movie? And the criticisms about Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Let's talk about that right now. Because the main one is that she's not a likable character. And if I were to try to disagree with that, I can't. I don't know what her character, like they were trying to show an arc maybe there, that she was going to be considerate towards the end. But she's um, well, not all that likable. She takes things. She runs away from help. And it's kind of like, am I supposed to be on board rooting for this person? And I agree with the sentiments out there that, oh, yeah, the runtime is a serious issue. The runtime of this movie is the killer of it all. And it should not be this long. 2 hours and 34 minutes is too long for what this movie was trying to accomplish. A lot of it has to do with that opening sequence. That opening sequence that just goes on, and it doesn't feel like a proper opening sequence to an Indiana Jones film. I know that they have like an opening sequence that gets you charged and pumped, but this one just keeps on going on and on. And it's like, is this just going to be the entire movie? And then it was like 20 minutes in, we finally get to the older Indiana Jones part. And I wish they would have just kept a de-aged version of Indiana Jones and just kept it back in the time. Show us a story from back then. The de-aging in this, it looked fine. Some people have said that it was the best de-aging that they've seen. I wouldn't go that far, but it's getting there. And a lot of that had to do with because they were actually using Harrison Ford footage to de-age him, using like an actual video footage of him to get the color of his skin and everything proper. But it's minor. That isn't and shouldn't be the focus of your drawing you into the movie. Is it better than Kingdom of Crystal Skull? Yes. Is it better than the first three? No. As I said, there was something about it that just didn't feel like an Indiana Jones thing. I liked they had nods to like his father and stuff. We talked about Mutt in this, but by the end of it, I was kind of like, you guys missed a really golden opportunity here, man. You did. And I don't think that this is a movie that should have gotten made. I would have read the script to this and said, no, we don't need this. And I'll tell you why. Because while we focus in on Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character here, because she takes something from Indiana Jones and he's got to go find her and say, no, you can't have this. Okay, fine, have her character be like that, but you had so many opportunities that you should have had Short Round in this. If Short Round was in this, it wouldn't have made the movie better. It would have changed the course of the movie, and it would have like one last big journey with him and Indy. That would have been a crowd pleaser. That would have been a crowd pleaser, and this was not a crowd pleaser. I went to see this Thursday night, opening night, and there were 15 people in the theater. 15. I don't know if it was just the fallout of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, lack of good marketing. There was no buzz. And we talked about this last week on our movie news, that I wasn't feeling any buzz about this, guys. There's nobody talking about this. It was kind of like, there was a few of us movie fans like to go out and see it, but I was kind of like, this movie's going to come and it's going to go, and it's going to go with box office failure. 152 million opening weekend with a budget of 295. Yeah, they're not recouping that back. They're not going to get that back because people are going to be talking about it just like us and saying, wait for streaming. It's too long. You're not going to like some of the characters in there. Why? Right? Why? Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying. 68% by the critics, 89% by the audience. Obviously, I don't think it's a 9 out of 10 like the audience, but people are liking it. But we've seen this trend all summer long here, that people have been coming out of the theater saying that they've liked The Flash, that they've liked Indiana Jones, that they liked Elemental, that they liked Little Mermaid. But box office wise, people just aren't going out to see it. People are just kind of like, I don't know if they're tapped out, and it sucks. It sucks because it deserves better fate. It wasn't a terrible film, but it was also just not all that memorable. It was kind of like it's come and it's gone. Let's see what some of the snapshot reviews are from the New Yorker. If you really want to rove back and forth through time, you don't need the Antikythera at all. Forget the myth. Screw Archimedes. All you need is the movies. I don't. I guess he's saying that the device in there was not all that good. All right. So it must be said that Dial of Destiny is not what anyone would call an original movie, but it's also must be said that director James Mangold team captures not just elements of fans' hopes, but also the spirit of three movies good in the series. So they're liking that. Let's take a look at a bad one here. While the film does not avoid the more obvious Orientalist fear-mongering seen in past films, portrayals of North Africans remain stereotypical. What? North Africans? North Africans. Well, oh, is that because of the? I guess I don't know. Okay, so you guys can't see that. Clinging to the past can be perilous for both archaeologists and moviegoers, and when the film acknowledges that, it works. When it reveals its own mythology and thinks that passes for storytelling, it becomes a shadow of what these stories once were. So, where would I rank this movie? Is it worth going to the theater and seeing it on a cheap Tuesday at a matinee? Perhaps it is. I'm nowhere near as high as a 9. I even think I might be lower than a 6.8, guys. I'm thinking Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is about a 6 out of 10. That hurts. That hurts for me to say. A 6 out of 10. And that's a generous 6 out of 10 for me. For Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. What do you guys think? Did you go and see it? I know that a lot of you didn't. You went out and saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse again. You saw Elemental. But we are starting off a new month here in July, so we're halfway through the year. Should I do a mid-year report on all the movies that have come out? Maybe. Who knows? Come join us on the Mirror Domains channel, guys. We do movie news Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So come join us for that. Not this week. We do Secret Invasion. We do Secret Invasion watch-alongs, right? We do full movie watch-alongs for things like Black Widow, Extraction 2, Secret Invasion series, and we have my movie reviews for Asteroid City and No Hard Feelings up there. We do Grumpy Man Reacts. So I'll put up a poll soon for July's Grumpy Man Reacts. And yeah, we'll go with that. Guys, if you like what you've seen, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains. All right. So, yeah, I don't know if I really want to talk about spoilers in this. Like, what's there to spoil? They need an artifact. They go out. Do you think that they don't get the artifact? And then the ending sequence. A lot of CG schlock. Again, if you can't film it in camera, don't. I don't know, computers are supposed to be easier, but it's ramping up the costs. You've morphed sending out 100 extras on a battlefield to film a certain shot for paying a sweaty wet house of computer animators. That's all you've traded it up for, and it's costing more for some reason, and it shouldn't. Yeah. All right. So I saw something there that I need to adjust on my screen. So when I was here on Rotten Tomatoes, I know that I had it cropped on my other computer so that you can see both of these. So I'll do that now. My apologies for this. Can you read it now? No, can't read it now. All right. Well, I can fiddle around with this. Yeah, that's a little bit better, right? I can fiddle around with that on my own time. Um, that's, yeah, that'll do. All right. Is there anything else I wanted to test out before we call it a day here? We'll be back tomorrow with our more normal movie news stuff. Let me just see if I can pull up some Twitter updates and see if that looks like it's doing okay. Is that looking okay? I don't think so. That's collapsed for some reason. Why is that collapsed? How do I move that out? Why is that collapsed? It shouldn't be collapsed. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Shoot. Shoot. So can we do that? Like, for some reason, it's collapsed this side of my box on my other monitor, which should not happen because it's cropped to. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Midsummer came out. Wow, 4 years ago. I can't believe that. Leo Woodall. Ryan Gosling. Not too much else. Zendaya via Instagram. Jeez, she's just. God. Happy birthday to Margot Robbie as Barbie. Oh, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Margot Robbie. That was that last yesterday. Why is The Shining trending? Heartstopper. New teaser for Heartstopper. Who's this? Me, you, and two biological fathers? What? I don't know what the heck that is. Happy Barbenheimer month? Barbenheimer month? Yeah. Those don't come out to the 21st. So we're already 2 days into July. How about that, guys? The pace. Greg Fraser will return as cinematographer as okay for the Batman 2. That's good. We know that it'll be shot well then, right? It'll look great. Could Barbie beat Indiana Jones 5 in the Dial of Destiny? Of course it will. Bifer. It most definitely will. I don't know why that is. It's like shrunk. Shouldn't be. I don't know. I might have to move OBS to this screen maybe and keep my other stuff on this screen because I wanted to keep my OBS here. Flip things around. Do a test. I'll have to do some testing. All right, guys, that's it for me today. What did you guys think about today's show? Thank you for bearing with me as I'm trying to iron out the kinks. Hey, it'll just take a little bit of time. It's not that much. This is the new computer. It is streaming in 1080, so that's a good thing, right? I'm constantly amazed with this computer. It has had a couple of jaw dropping. Oh my God, I can't believe it's doing that. You know that little video that I posted for the shorts? It used to take my old computer 10 minutes to render that 59-second video. It would be like 10 minutes to render that. This new computer did it in 40 seconds. It just went, I was like, thank you. Thank you. And getting the new OBS settings, it'll be fine. We'll get this all straightened out. I'm going to get a new monitor here for the side so that this crop thing doesn't happen with with the Twitter. There's little things like that that are just kind of like I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't do that. Because when I drag it over onto my, I drag that monitor over to this screen and it stays big. Don't know. All right, guys, that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and it's a long day, long weekend here in Canada. But we'll be back tomorrow for movie news in the morning, and I'll see you guys then. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains. Thanks for joining me there, Bifer.